Let's simplify 8 factorial over 6 factorial times 2 factorial. We're going to do this the long way just to really make sure we understand factorials. So 8 factorial is 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So we're multiplying by every integer all the way until we get to 1. Then 6 factorial, 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And 2 factorial is 2 times 1. So we can see what happens is that the 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 cancels. So 6 over 6 is 1, 5 over 5 is 1, and so on. And so now what we can focus on is simplifying 8 times 7 over 2 times 1. And so we can actually simplify a little further. So we can say 2 divides into 8 4 times. So we end up with just 4 times 7 in the numerator and a 1 in the denominator. So 4 times 7 is 28. So my overall answer here is 28. Without doing all of this work, a little bit of a shortcut we could have taken was to look ahead and sort of recognize that the denominator had 6 factorial. So we could have written 8 factorial as 8 times 7 times 6 factorial. And then we had that 6 factorial in the denominator, so those would cancel. And then just recognize that 2 factorial is just 2. So we can make some shorter work of this and then divide that 2 into the 8 to end up with the same answer of 28. Let's try one more like that. Let's simplify 7 factorial over 10 factorial. So the bigger factorials in the denominator, let's start there. And notice the numerator has a 7 factorial. So what we'll do is we'll start to write out 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 factorial so that we can go ahead and cancel with that 7 factorial in the numerator. It's going to leave us with a 1 on the top. And so now we can just multiply what we have going on in the denominator here. So I'm going to have 1 over 9 times 8 is 72 times 10, that's 720. 1 over 720. Now let's look at factorials in the context of a sequence. Write the first 4 terms of the sequence given the general term a sub n. So a sub n is equal to 1 plus 2n over n factorial. So here we're going to start with the first term in the sequence, a1. So substituting 1 into each n. So we get 1 plus 2 times 1 over 1 factorial. That's going to be 1 plus 2 is 3. 1 factorial is 1. So my first term is 3. Now a sub 2, we have 1 plus 2 times 2 over 2 factorial. So 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. And 2 factorial is 2 times 1, so just 2. So we have 5 over 2. The third term in the sequence, a sub 3, is 1 plus 2 times 3 over 3 factorial. So 2 times 3 is 6, 6 plus 1 is 7. And now 3 factorial, that's 3 times 2 times 1. So that's 6, 7 over 6. And finally a sub 4, 1 plus 2 times 4 over 4 factorial. So if you notice the pattern in the numerator, we're looking at odd numbers. So 3, 5, 7. Our next numerator will be 9. And our next denominator will be 24. So 4 factorial, 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Well, our last factorial, 3 factorial, was 6, so we're just multiplying that by 4. So that's going to give me, again, that 24. And so these are our first 4 terms of the sequence, 3, 5 halves, 7 6, and 9 24ths.